She has got a new EP out, and she is fresh off the Grand Ole Opry stage. I'm excited that Mae Estes is here. What's up, girl?
Hi, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Man, big news for you. Lots going on.
We got some catching up to do.
I know.
It's been a couple years.
Yes, it's been a minute. Okay, I really, really want to hear about the Opry.
Man, I have not found the words still a month later. I've been joking with everybody in my community in Nashville that it's all downhill from here. Because the Opry has been my number one goal on my bucket list. I mean, for as long as I can remember. So literally my whole life. That's just what I was raised to believe. The heart and soul of country music lived at the Grand Ole Opry. And so that has been the end game, my whole time in Nashville. So I could not believe that it happened. But my dear friend and collaborator, Josh Matheny, who plays the dobro with me, if you've seen any of my videos with dobro, we got to go play the Opry holiday party for their staff.
Oh, cool.
And so that was at Nissan. And we performed, I think, a 30-minute set, and I was just flattered to have gotten to be involved in that. And I used to work at the Opry, so that's why I had the connection, and it made a little bit more sense.
Right.
When I first got to town, I worked in the Opry shop. And I was so not expecting, genuinely, I had met the Opry team a week before and just did not expect things to move that quickly. So I wasn't expecting it at all. And we were finishing our set, and I was literally walking off the stage, and Josh didn't walk with me. And I was like,
what are you doing?
What is happening? And then Josh starts giving a speech, and Josh is an incredible guy, but he is not known for being eloquent with his words. You dang near have to mute a mic on him. And he starts bragging on me and, talking about my journey. And I was like, oh, no. It's just one of those, you're so happy it's happening, but you're just like, I want to crawl into a hole. I don't know how to feel. And so he made the ask, and it ended up being on my, I only have one nephew so far, and he turned 1 on my Opry debut.
Oh, yay.
So they said March 4th, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's Lincoln's birthday. And anyways, the whole state of Arkansas pretty much got to come, and I'm so grateful for so much support from my family. People from all over came. We had, I have a little Swedish family I've built in Hedekos, Sweden, and they came over.
No kidding.
Came all the way from Sweden to my Opry debut.
Wow.
It was everything I dreamt it would be. We got to film my Opry debut with the Circle Network.
Yes.
So there were cameras in my face all day long, so that was a little weird to navigate, but it was everything. Miss Jeannie Seeley was,
I love her.
who's been a massive hero of mine.
Yes.
The first female to host the Grand Ole Opry.
Yep.
She has beat down every door that I've gotten to walk through, and I'm aware of that.
Aww.
And so she set me down and gave me some words of wisdom before I got to perform, and I got to meet Mark Wills, who is another incredible
love him.
influence of mine, and still sings like a bell. It was so cool to get to meet him. The Isaacs were playing that night, so unbelievable talent. It was incredible. Mike Terry saying my name was something I dreamt of for so long. It was just so weird. I was like, that's my name coming out of his mouth that he announces.
That is so cool.
All my heroes, but I am chomping at the bit to get back.
Oh,
so
I bet.
I'm showing up every day outside their door like, y'all need somebody tonight?
Exactly.
Last
I'm
minute fill in,
available, right?
just one song, half a song, just a chorus.
Just step in the circle.
Let me know.
Let me know. Well, I have to say that the outfit that you were wearing for the Opry was on point, smoking hot, girl.
Thank you so much.
Purple, that like bodysuit with the bell bottoms. I'm like, damn. That is like, you can't forget that.
I felt like $1 million. I'll tell you what, I hate clothes and I hate hair and makeup. I'm the worst girl that there is, but I felt like a rock star.
You looked like it.
And Miss Loretta Harper was who we hired. This was my first time to hire a stylist. Woo. And so I felt real fancy, but she took care of me and made me feel like $1 million. And it was funny because Miss Jeannie Seeley posted pictures of me and her on Facebook after, which, my head cannot get blown up anymore. None of this seems real anymore. And her comment section, people were giving me all kind of crud on my outfit.
Crud, Oh,
well, that's the nicest word I could think of. And every inch of my body was covered.
Right.
It was a deep V, and I
Yes.
guess they were, which I'm not big chested, so it wasn't, I don't understand. But anyways, they were still giving me like, that's so disrespectful to country music. I was like, I didn't even get a spray tan because that's how much of my body was covered. But anyways, it's just funny that you're like, it was so great. You looked so great.
I'm sorry. I think you looked amazing, and you know what? You haven't made it until you got real haters. You know,
That's true.
Come on, right?
They're all about 100 years old anyway. So I'm like, ladies, you gonna tell me you never went out without a bra on or something back in the
right.
day?
Yeah. Tell those secrets.
What a
right?
sad life to live.
Now we got to talk a little bit more about the fashion because you wear a lot of the bell bottoms, and I got to ask. I mean, who wore them first, Lainey or Mae?
Oh, I am happy to be second to Lainey Wilson any day. I have been in meetings talking about her all morning today, and I think Lainey is blazing a trail for artists like myself, and I have nothing but respect for her. She's also been so kind to me. Any interactions we've had, she's got that mentor, big sister kind of attitude, and just supports everyone around her. So I am happy to be a copycat of Lainey any day. I think Lainey and I are just built kind of similar. She's got the dump truck locked down, but no competition here. But definitely just curvy, real women.
Yeah.
It feels like she's comfortable in her own skin, and you can see that in what she wears and how she carries herself. And I would like to think of myself that way. So bell bottoms just kind of flatter your figure when you're curvy.
There you go.
And so I kind of lean towards them, but yeah, definitely not trying to step on any toes. And I don't think Lainey's threatened by anybody or any means these days. So
right, exactly.
She probably is just spreading the bell bottom love.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's her whole album, the Bell Bottom Country.
Absolutely.
So there you go. You're embracing the bell bottom
Happy
country.
to get to wear them in an industry where Lainey exists.
Exactly. So more on the Opry. Now, I always like to go and look at your socials and things like that. And I saw one little clip, and I'm all, and there's Mae at the Nashville Palace in her purple outfit dancing on the dance floor.
Yes.
And I'm like, that is awesome. Like, was that like the after celebration for you?
So we did a little after party at the Palace, because the Palace and Scoreboard are my favorite places in town. So that's the Nashville Palace and Scoreboard Bar and Grill, and they're in like Music Valley is what we call that area. It's over by the Grand Ole Opry. And it's pretty much a time capsule. It's just kind of frozen in time. You got the Fiddler's Inn over there, and that's what I love about it. It feels like the closest thing. I'm obsessed with the movie Urban Cowboy.
Oh, right.
And so the closest thing to Gillies for me are those honky tonks that are in Music Valley. But anyway, so I love the Palace, and we walked next door pretty much after the Opry, and all my family got to hang out, and I had my friends Old Hickory, which are a new trio in town.
Yes.
Everybody definitely needs to be checking out Old Hickory. But I asked them to play the event, so they were killer music, and I mostly was taking pictures and hanging out and seeing people I hadn't seen in forever, so I didn't get to dance as much as I wanted to.
I did see you dance, though. You were
But
dancing.
I got to dance with my daddy, and I got to dance with my husband in.
There you go.
And we'll take that.
I love that. Okay, so new EP. Yes. This is exciting. First one, right?
First one.
So you've been working on music. You've been pumping it out. You had some pretty good success with Roses.
Yes.
Was that one of your original songs? Is that on the EP?
It's not on the EP, and it breaks my heart that it isn't, because I love that song, and I think it has a whole other life at some point. But that was the one that broke me, I would say, to a whole new audience. TikTok really just grabbed onto it, and I think it was a fresh sound coming out of Nashville that sounded a little different than everything else, and some content that people could shy away from, just saying it like you want to. And so I'm so proud to have been a part of that song.
Nice.
But that definitely set the precedence, I think, for my EP. And some of those songs are 5 or 6 years old, and some of them we wrote on the month before we went into the studio, and I was like, I don't need any more songs. I have all these great songs. And my publishers were like, well, do you want to go try one last, intentional retreat for them? And I was like, whatever. Y'all don't know what you're doing. And sure enough, I Quit Smoking actually was the song we wrote. And I was like, oh, this has got to go on there. So I can't believe it. I've genuinely been working towards that project my entire life.
That's so cool. Now, okay, so the cheating song.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to know about this song. Like, did you write it with someone? Because I know you're very happily married, and so if this is a whole cheating song, and I'm like, well, what is going on here with Mae? I need to hear about it.
Got to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, right?
That's my whole brand. I was genuinely having a conversation with my husband. We got married in 2020, so we were literally newlyweds and having some deep, honest conversations because, I mean, that's kind of, I have those with strangers that I meet. I dive in pretty deep quickly, but I was talking about how I didn't think I would be the person to cheat on anybody because I am so direct and honest and communicative. So I'm like, if I ever feel the need, I'm going to let you know, like, that I'm having this feeling, because who else to help you with feelings that you have as a human? You just, then your spouse, your partner that you're in this commitment with. And so, I don't know, we were on Zoom for the right. It was either during 2020 or early 2021 where everyone's still trying to figure it out. And I had never met Alex Klein, who was one of the co-writers, but she is the first solo female producer to have a #1 single at country radio. So she is already a force and a big inspiration of mine. And then one of my best friends, mentors, and longtime collaborators, Autumn McIntyre. So Autumn and I have a special thing going already, and Alex was so down to chase it with us, which was amazing. And so I pitched the idea and was like, how would this conversation go? If I was talking about this with my husband, how would this conversation go? You set him down, and it's like, actually, I've been thinking about cheating, and like, and not in a condescending way, in a help me with these feelings. Something is empty here. That's why my attention has been drawn elsewhere. And do you even care? Like, is this just an emptiness here? And I think the bridge of the song saves it for me, where you're like, does it break your heart? Do you even care? Right. So that lets the listener know that there is something missing from that marriage, and it's not, this woman is not trying to just start shit, for a better lack of better word, but so it's funny how it's perceived by everyone differently, and I love that. That's what music is about.
Exactly.
So there are people, we joke about Judy from TikTok. She was one of my first haters when I shared the song.
We even know her name, her first name.
Judy from TikTok.
Judy from TikTok, yeah.
I had to hide her username so nobody would go after her because I got some crazy family. But no, she was like, oh, I'm never listening to your music because you sang this song. And it's like, okay, Judy, well, you didn't listen, so that's fine. So if people are like, oh, that's horrible to sing, then you didn't listen to it, and that's all right. But send it to somebody and talk crap about me and spread the word at least, please.
And that's why I'm like, okay, I got to hear the whole story about this whole thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it's meant to be a deeper, thought-provoking song, like what if we all respected each other enough, especially our spouses, to have hard conversations instead of taking the betrayal route. It's because it sucks a lot more. I've never cheated, and I've never been cheated on, luckily, but I would imagine that hurts just as much, if not more, than
than having that conversation,
having an uncomfortable conversation with somebody.
Totally.
So that's where it's coming from, and I have a catalog full of songs that have that same kind of context, and I say my brand is uncomfortable country, and I love to make somebody uncomfortable, so I am stocking up on songs like that.
Oh, I like it. I like that. Yeah. So now, a lot of your music and your style it's kind of like a throwback. It's like a throwback sound, but it's current country. So I think sometimes it's like, if you listen to your song, if you didn't know country, you might listen to some of your music and be like, is that an older song? Which I love that, because I think that everybody right now is really gravitating toward a lot of the older country. People go, oh, I like real country, like the 90s. And I'm like, yeah, like we go back a little further than that. But I love your sound, because I feel like it kind of is almost like, honoring that sound in today's country music.
Yeah, and that's a humongous compliment to me. So thank you so much for seeing it that way. But also, I mean, I get that a lot, and it's funny because there is no method to the madness. It is what it is, and I'm so flattered that is how it's perceived, especially that the industry is now cycling back towards a more traditional sound. Yeah. I'm never the one that's going to say this is country, this isn't country. Sure. I think genres are, meant to be suggestive and help help, categorize it in some sort of way. But if somebody believes in what they're performing and what they're singing and what they're writing, that means it deserves a place, and in my opinion. And I do think we've lost a lot of authenticity, and we're chasing a dollar more than the meaning of songs like we used to. So I hope that changes as we go through the industry. But I genuinely have felt kind of like an outsider for a lot of my time in Nashville because I did have so many traditional roots. But partnering up with my producer, Paul Sykes, who's a hit writer and a great friend, and we've been writing great songs forever, partnering up with him really brought a modern twist that I think I would have been missing because I genuinely barely listen to the radio. I listen to 80s
doing
country.
your thing, right?
I mean, I'm still stuck on the Judds and, and that's where I want to live. And I think that's where those influences show through in just organically in what I do. And then I'm lucky to be surrounded by people in Nashville and being here, over 7 years now. I have a crew of people who help make that current and commercial and are helping me build a massive platform to truly make a difference with music.
I love it. Which is what you should be doing with music. It's the message, it's the story, it's the power
only
of country.
reason. Yep.
So, and of course, country music depends on its fans.
Yes.
Y'all got a fan club, and I love the name of your fan club. It's the Maniacs. I mean, how cute is that?
Crazy.
Right? And you've got some really cool merch.
Yeah.
You've got some new merch right now.
Yeah, so my husband coined that term also.
Oh, did he? Okay, he gets credit for it. Okay.
He is very quiet and likes to be behind the scenes, and he's trying to be Dolly Parton's kind of husband, he said, out of the spotlight. But he coined that term, and it's been so fun ever since because I think my brand in general, I hope, is to encourage everyone to be comfortable being themselves and feel safe. And leave everything else that's so complicated about the world around us and be in the moment with the music. And so that's definitely the brand. And I think being called crazy, a lot of those people fit into that. So the Maniacs thing is really fun for me. But I really enjoy merch in general. Yeah. First of all, it's the only way to stay afloat as an independent artist most of the time. Yeah. When we're touring and taking gigs, it's unbelievably hard to break even, much less profit. And that when you're spending that much time and energy on it, it is your full-time job. So you have to pay your bills and take care of your family and things like that with it. And so merch is that tool where people are able to support an artist financially, but also not just throw money at an empty, at something empty. And you also are a walking billboard.
Yes.
So that merch, I started learning to give it away more than I used to because frugal me at first was like, I'm going to live under a bridge. But it's crazy. I have my face on T-shirts in Sweden. And,
that's so cool.
I
love the Sweden connection. I love that.
I'm too small town to even believe that's real. But
that's awesome.
We have family in Sweden now. And anyways, I really enjoy the merch part. I do a lot of the designing and stuff myself. And I hope to stay heavily involved in that throughout my career because it's a cool outlet for me.
So not only do you have like the T-shirts, like, most people have the T-shirts and things like that, but you've got like the car freshener.
Yeah,
which I was like, the car fresh? I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you've got the stickers. Tell me about the stickers.
So the stickers were kind of the easiest, small commitment to start where you don't have to spend a ton of money. When you're buying shirts, stock, you have got to invest. Yes. And it is intimidating to invest in yourself. It's like, do people really want my face on their chest?
Yes, they
do. That bad? You sure? Because we're going to be stuck with a lot of T-shirts if not. So the stickers were a great way to start out small and not be in the hole a whole lot. But
what's on the stickers, though?
Well,
that's the thing that I love.
Another thing with it being financially easy is you can make several more designs. And so that's what we did. We picked up some of my lyrics for my songs, and My Backside is My Best Side is one of my best-selling ones. It's a peach. And it says, My Backside is My Best Side, which is lyrics to an earlier song that I released 2019, maybe 2020. But it's still a live show necessity. It's so much fun.
And you've got one with the mouth.
Oh, yeah. So I had one of my best friends literally since kindergarten. Her name is Jordan Arrington, and she works in design. So I was like, hey, I really want to make a logo representative of like my imperfections when it comes to I have a gap So it's hilarious that people are like, Gap Gang, and when they see my sticker, they feel seen, and I'm like, yeah, come on. Imperfect teeth, let's go. And I make really ugly faces when I sing, which is something that my mom has always been like, you look so mad, and like, why do you make those faces when you sing? But I guess I am a little mad. Apparently I have some anger built up, but also I just feel it. I'm just genuinely taken out of the spot that I'm in when I'm singing, and I go somewhere else and I just make the ugliest stank faces and I snarl. And so that's what we got, is a little twist on the Rolling Stones, tongue and lip and all of that. So it's a snarl with a gap and some crooked teeth, and I love it.
I love it. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's why I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've talked to anybody about merch before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I just think that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Like, I'm like, she's doing some different stuff, and you're just making it fun. And like you said, it's real, it's authentic, and it makes people feel included.
If you can learn to love yourself, and that includes loving anything that somebody else could say is wrong with you, it is the most incredible, peaceful feeling. And I did not get here on my own, and I am not fully there. You can hurt my feelings very much. I'm a human.
Sure.
But getting to know myself has been the best thing that I could ever do in this career, because you can't tell me what's wrong with me. Trust, that's the best you got. Like, you should really know me. You should live with me. Like, I have to live with me all the time. I know exactly what's wrong with me. But I just hope that, if it's one person out there who's like, oh, this thing feels like it's my weakness, and it's like, nope, use it as your strength.
Absolutely.
And it makes you different, and that truly is what I think the best people are, is different.
Yeah. Why would you want to be like anybody else, right?
I don't know.
Exactly. Well, are you ready to play some music for us?
Let's go.
Okay, great. We're going to take a little break, and if you would like to see Mae play her latest song, you can click the link in the description, and when we come back, we are going to play my world-famous game, Truth or Truth.
It's Truth or Truth.
Okay, it's time for Truth or Truth. Mae Estes is in the studio and ready to play the game, aren't you, Mae?
Here we go.
Okay, go ahead and pick a question, and then you're going to read it out loud, and then just tell us what you think.
Which musical genre do you dislike the most? Oh. Well, I was just on my soapbox about genres. Personally, I'm going to say like some screamo.
Okay.
That stuff, I got a real short radar or tolerance for that. I can only take a little bit at a time. Yes. So I'm a big fan of Hardy, and Hardy's in his little screamo era.
Right.
And so I'm trying to respect that and be like, that's really cool and it's working for him. But yeah, I can only take just about the amount that Hardy does.
Yes.
Any of the scream metal, that is just out of my realm.
You and I can hang out and listen to country music 24/7.
And that genre's doing just fine, even with me talking crap. So I feel good about it.
Our producer Ryan here, that is his all-time favorite.
Get it, Ryan.
And let me tell you, sometimes I'm like, I have got a headache. I can't do it either.
I mean, even with bluegrass, I listen to bluegrass a lot, and my husband's like I don't need to hear a banjo for another month. So anything in excess,
right? Yes.
Too much.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Fair enough.
Truth. That's gonna bite me somehow eventually.
No, I think you're good.
What was your first car? Man, I wish I was still driving my first car.
Oh.
That's how cheap I am. My parents bought me my first car. It was a 2003 Honda Civic.
Oh, okay.
And those things don't die.
I was
but I somehow
say,
almost killed it before I had to get rid of it. I got it when I just had my permit, so at 15, and then had it through, let's see, I drive a Jeep Renegade now, which is like the tiny box car, but it parallel parks really nice in Nashville. But anyways, I drove this literally till none of the doors would lock. I had crushed the right front fender on late night. And the floorboards held water because there was a leak somewhere.
Oh my gosh.
Like I said, it wouldn't lock, so that was dangerous. So yeah, I think I bought my car in 2018. So I drove it.
So you drove that for a long time.
Absolutely.
And what color was it?
Silver. So we called it the Silver Bullet.
Silver
because
Bullet. I was gonna ask, was there a name?
I've never wasted any time getting anywhere I'm going, so that little thing would dart down a gravel road and I'd end up in a ditch, have to call my cousin to come get me out. Anyway, so I don't know that I've gotten any better driving, but I do thrive in Nashville where everyone is a crazy driver. You just got to aggressively like get in where you fit in. So
yeah, I had to learn how to drive out here.
Yeah.
I mean, I do okay, but it's
it's stupid, but it's every man for himself. So you gotta just watch everyone around you and hope for the best. I don't know.
Okay, cool. Well, now we know what kind of car. There you go. All right, we'll do one more.
All right. This makes me nervous. Have you ever been fired from a job? No. I've never been fired from a job. But I did have a temp job when I first moved to Nashville, which I don't know how common it is to know. A temp agency is sometimes when you're trying, I guess you're in between jobs, or I had just gotten to Nashville, knew no one here, was like, what do I even do? And so it's an agency that will hook you up with some positions that need to temporarily be filled. Right. And so I did things like I worked at the front desk at Sony for 2 weeks, which is hilarious. I was brand new to town, and this girl went on a cruise, and I'm just like, should I like write down these phone numbers? Or right. Shouldn't I be doing something to help myself here? And too early to even know. And part of that was working at a steel company in Nashville, and I did that for 3 months. And so after the 3 months, they got to choose if they wanted to continue, like, officially hire me or not, and they chose not to. So that's about as close as getting fired, I guess, as I've gotten. But it was very clear I was not committed to their company, and I was committed to living 400 miles away from my family to play music and not to work at their steel company.
Well, thanks, Mae, for being here today, playing the game, playing the song, doing the interview.
So fun.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Make sure you follow Mae Estes on all the socials, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching Up in Country. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave us a comment. We do new episodes every Tuesday, and be sure to follow Up in Country on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And you can follow me too at Sue Bonzell on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.